We would like to welcome you to the Pensive Insights Channel. If you have been looking for information on how much do truck driving businesses make and more truck driving business information, we have our top 2 videos that we have researched and want to present to you. But first off, there are links at the bottom in the description of this video that will take you to the official page that you see here, if you are looking for a course that may be able to teach you more of what you need to know for starting a trucking company. And as you can briefly see here, this course is said to reveal to you how to make 6 figures in as short as 3 months, and as you can see, there is more information in the featured course when you click on the links below in the description. Just briefly take a look here as we scroll. Also, be sure to hit that like button and that subscribe button for us as well. But now, let's get to our selection of videos that we have researched for how much do truck driving businesses make and more truck driving business information. Video number 1 is from the I Am Jeff Joseph YouTube channel. Video number 2 is from the Amrit Dhanraaj YouTube channel. Video number 1 is from the I Am Jeff Joseph YouTube channel.
Yo, what up? Jeff Joseph back with another video. Listen, today's video is a highly requested video on how to get started in the box trucking game. But for those of you who are going to want a more detailed experience, I created a link that's in the description below where you get to talk to me for about 45 minutes to an hour about everything that I know, everything that I've experienced, and answer any of your questions that might help you with your learning curve. So I don't know how long it's going to be there. I don't really know how many I'm going to do, but the link is there for those of you who are interested. It is in the description below. Also, for those of you who are new to the channel, first of all, go ahead and subscribe right now. Like and share this video because it really helps me out a lot, and it's free. You get to do a good thing, and no one's gonna know. How would they know? But on top of that, I'm also going to do a cash giveaway. If you want to know more about that and it's your first time hearing about it, check out the other videos. I'm doing a cash giveaway as soon as we hit 1,000 subscribers. Talk about how to get started on my break. For now, I'm about to hop in the box joint and I'm about to hit Chicago. And when I get to my break, I'm going to talk to y'all about everything that you need to know. Now, I'm just not going back over the road. I tried to stay local. I tried to stay in Louisiana for a while and run Amazon, but it just didn't work out. Amazon is trash, as y'all already know how I feel about Amazon. It didn't work out. I couldn't stay local because they kept canceling my loads at random, and they don't want to pay me for the truck order not used. So long story short, it wasn't working out. I tried to find some other ways to get paid, some dedicated routes. I reached out to some local businesses and things like that to get some local dedicated work and stuff like that. But they're not paying that much money. So I have to go where the money is, and right now that is over the road, and more specifically, it is in the Midwest. So I am currently on a load that is going from where I am in Knoxville, Tennessee, just got loaded, and I'm going to Chicago, and this load, it's a high load. It's paying $2.30 a mile, but really this is a repositioning load. It's not really, I'm not gonna say it's not about the money because it's always about the money, but it's more so to get in position for to be able to make way more money in the Midwest. So that's the reason why I was most interested in this load. Now, normally I would talk more about the load, but more importantly, I had a DOT inspection today on the box joint, right? I had the DOT inspection and I was nervous. I ain't gonna lie, I was nervous like, but I played it cool. I went in there with my Southern charm, you know, finessing. I went in there with my binder, gave them everything that they asked for with a smile. I was friendly, I was talking to them, I was engaging with them, and came back, no violations. I don't know if that's because there was no violations or because they thought I was a cool guy. I'm grateful either way. However it worked out, it worked out. All I'm gonna say is Make sure that you have your stuff in order with the DOT. Don't play with these people, y'all. Make sure you have a binder. Make sure you have everything they ask for. Make sure that your ELD log is plugged in and accurate, because they definitely gonna check that thing. So, but that's it for now, y'all. Like I said, I'm gonna talk about how to get started on my break. For now, I'm about to hop in the box joint and I'm about to hit Chicago. And when I get to my break, I'm gonna talk to y'all about everything that you need to know. So I'll see y'all on the road. Alright, y'all, so it is a whole new day and I have made it to Chicago. Getting up here was a breeze, and that's exactly what I'm about to do with this information. I'm about to breeze right on through as efficiently as possible. Again, for those of you who want more detailed information, or if you need help or want help with any of this stuff, just click the link in the description below and let's talk. Let's schedule a call. So let's get right into it. So the first thing that you're gonna need is to set up your LLC. Now you could do this under your own name and 1099 the whole thing, but that's not wise, because if something happens, they can come after all your personal assets. Make sure that you get an LLC in the state that you want to do business in. In most states, it's about $100. Some states are a little bit more expensive. I decided to start this business out of Houston. So Texas is about $300, but most other places are usually about $100. Texas is a little bit more complicated because you got to have a registered agent, and their website is not user-friendly. So you can use Google different websites that'll actually set the business up for you. You can do this on your own. They might charge a fee, they might not. I recommend, if you do use a website to file for you, I recommend Zen Business. Other than that, first step is to get your LLC. The next step is going to be your EIN. Now you can absolutely do this on your own. It is free and it's easy. It takes you all of 5 minutes to do. All you got to do is go to the irs.gov website and fill out your information, and they'll give you an EIN number. Basically, that's the social security number for your business. You can do that right away. It takes all of 5 minutes. Do not get swamboozled into paying for something that is free and easy to do. I'm telling you now, all you gotta do is go to the IRS website and fill out a form that takes all of 5 minutes to do, and you'll have a EIN number for your business before the Secretary of State even approves your business, okay? So that's step number 2. All right, so once you have your EIN number, you can then go to the FMCSA website and apply for your authority. Okay, your authority is what allows you to do business, gives you your DOT number, your MC number, and it takes about 21 days for it to go active. And there's some stuff you got to do before then, which I'm gonna get to in a second. Apply for your authority. It takes maybe 45 minutes to an hour to fill out. It's gonna cost $300. If it costs anything more than $300, then you didn't do something right. But once you finish your authority on the FMCSA website, go back to the FMCSA website, because the next step, you have to apply for your MCS 150. Well, you don't have to apply for it. It's basically registering your business with them, and also verifying the information that you just submitted to apply for your authority. So you do that on the FMCSA website. Now you're on to the next step. The next step is for you to open up a business bank account. Just a little side note for those of you who don't know, you do not have a business if you do not have a business bank account. The government does not recognize your business without a business bank account. So you have to go open up a business bank account. I recommend that you open up a business bank account with a credit union if you already have one, or if you can get in one, I recommend a credit union. If not, Capital One is your next best bet, because they're the easiest to get going. You're gonna have to go into a branch pretty much across the board, no matter who you go to. In most cases, you only have to put a deposit. Depends on the bank that you go to. If you go to Capital One, the deposit might be anywhere between $150 to $200, maybe even $300. So you research before you go. But usually most banks, for business bank accounts especially, that you have to put in some deposit depending on what type of business bank account that you open. Okay, next thing you got to do, you got to go get your DOT medical card, right? Even though in most cases you're probably going to be doing non-CDL, you still have to be driving a commercial vehicle. So therefore, you have to have a DOT medical card. They cost anywhere between $65 to $120. Go with the cheapest place that you can find. They all say the same thing. The average, I think, is about $90, but there are places that do it for less. It's all the same information. So, all right, so all those things you could probably do within a week. You could probably do it within a couple days, depending on how soon your Secretary of State approves your business. You cannot open a business bank account without having your Secretary of State's approval and having the documents that they're going to need. I forget the exact name of them, but you have to basically have everything come back from the state first before you can open up a business bank account. All those things should take you a week to do. If you're really ambitious, you could probably do it in a day depending on your state, but it's going to take you about a week to do all of those things at best. Next, you want to get a truck. Now, so you can either buy your truck, you can lease your truck, or you can rent your truck, okay? If you buy your truck, then you have a lot of overhead expense, okay? I don't necessarily recommend buying a truck. The only thing I would say is that you would keep more money in your pocket monthly, but you're still gonna have that debt over years, $30,000, $40,000 that's just hanging over your head, especially if you decide that you don't want to be in the business anymore, you want to sell the truck. You gotta wait to sell the truck. It's a hassle. So I recommend leasing the truck, which is what I'm currently doing. I am leasing a truck. It is a little bit more of an overhead expense for the month, but I think it's worth it. If you lease the vehicle, you get a good deal on the truck, you get a good, reliable truck, and oftentimes they come with perks for maintenance and things like that you don't necessarily have to worry about. Now, if you rent a truck, it's the least risk. You have to worry about almost nothing in terms of what happens with the truck, because if something go wrong, you just give it back to them, right? But it is going to be the most expensive weekly. I mean, right now, I think with Ryder, you're looking at easily $2,200 a week. So that's going to cut into your profits. Now, it's up to you to decide what you want. I recommend either leasing or renting, especially for those of you who are brand new to trucking, don't know anything about trucking or logistics. I recommend that you do not buy a truck, especially not a box truck, because you might decide 3 months in that, hey, now I'm going to go get my CDL and hop in a 53-footer or something like that. And you don't want to be stuck with a box truck that you don't even want, or that's not working out for you. You might decide you want to go do something else. So I recommend leasing or renting. Next, you have to do your UCR. Okay, your Unified Carrier Registration. Now what that is letting the FMCSA know how many trucks that you have running, right? It costs you about $65 every year. It's an annual fee. You only have to pay for it once a year. $65, let them know how many trucks that you have going. Well, it's $65 if you have less than 2 trucks. If you get more than 2 trucks, then you gotta submit another one. All right, once you do that, you can then do your BOC3. Your BOC3 is a third-party agency that you can hire. You can Google one that costs about $25 to $30, $45. I say go with the cheapest one, because they're not going to do anything unless you're getting sued, right? They're the people that whoever's suing you are going to contact to make sure that you know you're being sued, because you might get sued in a state other than which your business is registered in. So just to make sure that everything is fair, that they can contact you, that whoever can contact you if they want to sue you. So they're the people that you got to hire the cheapest one, and it's going to be reported directly to the FMCSA. All right, so the second to last thing you want to make sure that you have is an ELD monitor, okay? You have to have an ELD monitor if you're using a truck that was made after 1999. Now, I recommend going to Keep Trucking. They actually just changed their name to Motive or something weird like that. I don't know, but they're pretty good. They're about $45 a month. It changes, depends on the agent that you get. I recommend that you negotiate the best deal possible for you, because it is a sales situation, so negotiate the best rate. If you want, I'm going to put my referral code in the description below to get you to my guy. Hopefully that gets you some sort of discount. It's going to bring you to my guy, and I recommend that you negotiate the best price for you. Right now, I pay $40 a month, and that's including with the equipment. And so, it works for me. Now, the last thing you got to get is your insurance. You want to make sure that you have your insurance 7 days prior to your authority becoming active. Again, your authority goes active 21 days after you submit it, 21 business days after you submit your application for authority. Do not wait to the 21st day to get your insurance, because then you're gonna have to wait another 7 days. Now you have 90 days in total to get your insurance and get all these things active. You want to make sure all this stuff is done within the 21 days once you apply for your authority. You want to have all this stuff already done. Now you have up to 90 days, but if you wait until after your 21 days is up to get your insurance, you got to wait 7 days before your authority will actually go active. So you want to make sure that you have your insurance at least 7 days prior to your 21-day waiting period is up, okay? Now, one more thing about the insurance. So if you're trying to run Amazon Relay, then you're gonna need to get the $1 million insurance policy. The FMCSA only requires that you have $750,000 in liability and $100,000 in cargo, but Amazon requires that you have $1 million, and there are actually a few brokers out there that require you to have $1 million as well. But if you want to run Amazon, make sure that you have the $1 million liability and $100,000 cargo. Now, outside of your truck, your insurance is probably going to be your most expensive startup cost. It totally is dependent upon your driving history, the state that you're in, and your credit situation in most cases. If you're looking for inexpensive insurance, I recommend Progressive. They're kind of the leading edge in this space. If you're looking for a cheaper down payment, I recommend 3 Insurance. A link to their website will be in the description below. All right, so now that's everything that you're gonna need in order to start your box trucking business. Now they've got some things that you need in order to be successful in your box trucking business, and we can start with the straps. Okay, you're gonna need straps. You can't go without the straps because stuff gets all kind of messed up if you don't have straps. And also load bars. If you can find some good load bars for cheap, get some load bars. They're not required, but you definitely have to have some straps. Okay, next, especially if you want to run Amazon, you're gonna need a pallet jack. You don't really need a pallet jack to do anything else, because mostly of the loads that you get off the load boards or no touch freight, you know, some places you go to, they actually don't want to come on your truck, so you actually have to move it to where it needs to go in order for all of the shipment to go on, you know, onto your truck. So you're gonna need a pallet jack. You can buy a used pallet jack. Go to Facebook Marketplace or Craigslist. Don't buy a new one, because buying a new one is stupid. Get you a good used pallet jack with good tires that works properly, okay? If you're one of those people that have to have everything new, I recommend going to Harbor Freight. You can get a new one for about $330. It does the job. You're also gonna wanna get a fuel card, because as you know, fuel is high and they give you discounts to get fuel at certain places, okay? You're also gonna wanna get a factoring company. I recommend RTS. I can leave my person's information linked in the description below. Oftentimes the fuel card and the factoring can go together. It's up to you to decide what it is that's best for your situation. The last 2 things you're gonna need, you're gonna wanna get some proper door signs and some binders, right? You wanna have a business binder, you wanna have a compliancy binder. Now what goes in a compliancy binder, I'll let you know at another video, but you're also gonna wanna get some good door signs. If you're leasing or renting a truck, then I recommend getting magnet door signs. That's what I use. But if you're trying to keep costs down as much as possible, then you can get some cardboard or poster signs and some duct tape and duct tape it on the door. You're gonna need your MC and your DOT and your city name and the name of your business all displayed on the side of your vehicle, both sides of your vehicle, as per required for the DOT. So, all right, so that's everything that you're gonna need in order to start your box trucking business. Now, because I'm so nice, I'm gonna go ahead and leave a checklist of everything in the description below. Hopefully I can put some links on there, something that might help y'all, some stuff that might help y'all out. But other than that, I'm gonna go ahead and chill and relax until I can drop this load off tomorrow. The video is getting kind of long, so I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up here. I'm not gonna show y'all getting unloaded, but y'all already know what it's like to get unloaded. So other than that, I really do hope that this video was helpful. Again, if it was, please like and share, and also leave a comment with any feedback that you have, and I'll try to get back to you. And yeah, I'll catch y'all in the next one.
Hey everyone, in today's video we're going to talk about how to find good qualified drivers for your trucking business in 2021. Let's begin. So let's go and talk about what happened in 2020 and why we're facing such a big, massive driver shortage now, and it's supposed to even go bigger. You know, industry experts have predicted that the shortage is actually going to go even further and worse than what we've seen in the last couple of years. And here's why. So what we saw in 2020 was tons of drivers lost their jobs when when the pandemic first hit, and they scrambled a lot of containers and shipping companies around the ports. They went out of, they didn't have much loads to haul. So there were almost like an influx of drivers in the market at the beginning of the pandemic, back in like March 2020. So you had more drivers than actually freight. And all of a sudden we have more drivers, but what slowly happened, the fear of like not being able to find grocery and the toilet paper rush, everybody wanted to run to the grocery store. So the markets went up for the freight and drivers were still the same in the market. So there was a huge demand of market. So you saw the graph, it went like whoop up and then it went down because we needed so many drivers, the industry could all take it in. But the problem is, as the cases started rising, there was more cases circulating, and a lot of drivers who were at the age of retirement just retired. They just exited the industry. They didn't want it to haul anymore. They were just done. They were like, we don't want to take this risk. And we also noticed that since everything got shut down, all the CDL schools were shut down too. So you had no new drivers coming in, and all these drivers are just exiting the industry. So you're left with a very small amount of drivers. And that problem is already carrying into 2021. We've seen that whole thing come into 2021 and about to get worse because a lot more drivers are exiting and a lot less drivers are entering because of schools not being open and places being restricted. You know, like even now when the CDL schools that are open are operating at a half capacity. So for trucking businesses who could hire any truck driver at whatever experience level, they're kind of constrained to only tapping into the pool of experienced drivers. So which is hard, which is what every trucking business wants. Now, what we're seeing in 2021 is the projections to stay very, very similar and worse. And why is that a lot of drivers, because the spot market is through the roof, we've never seen that many crazy rates for spot loads. Most drivers are now converting into owner-operators. And owner-operators have basically gone and gotten their own authority. Usually in the last century, the stats say that we saw 4,000 registrations of new carriers every month. Now, for the last 4 months, we've seen over 5,000 drivers being registered as new carriers. And 1 month, there was over 7,500 carriers being registered as new carrier. So you can just imagine why this hole is getting bigger, 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 bigger. Because a lot of these guys are seeing this opportunity of freight market and they're just jumping into it. Now the question comes, how you as a trucking business, if you have a couple of trucks that you're running and they are open, how do you fill them and seed them with the right drivers? So I'm going to give you 5 actionable tips that will work in 2021 given the circumstances we have. Tip number 1, do not start with trucking job websites, okay? And I preach this all the time, that I know and I understand, like whenever you think of job, the first thing you can think of is a job site. You know, you run over there and put a job post on there. You know, like that's the worst thing you can do to find drivers. And let me tell you why exactly. That if I was to go right now over to whatever it may be, you can see as soon as you go there and type in CDLA jobs in whatever state you may be, Utah, Montana, New York, you will see 10 million different trucking companies showing up. And probably most of these trucking companies will be offering some kind of heavy sign-on bonus, especially with the driver shortage we have. I've seen trucking fleets that I work personally they are offering up to $10,000 sign-on bonus for their driver. It is unheard of. That trucking business has never offered any kind of sign-on bonus in forever. And I've seen similar thing with trucking companies all around US and Canada. So you're competing against big, giant sign-on bonuses caked on those sites, on the job sites. And plus, you're competing with like super high wage. You realize that the contract rates, like these big trucking businesses have contracts with multinational, big Fortune 500 manufacturers and companies, and they're on a contract. They're not living off spot market. So if you're a smaller trucking business, you can't compete the wage or the cents per mile they could be offering. It's just impossible, right? Because contract rates right now have boomed to 10 to 15%. For the last 2 years, they were just flat, and they've just upticked because of the demand and the capacity. So you can't compete with what's being offered. So that's a total no-no. You know, it's a bad place for you to start because you're going to get lost in the herd there, and no driver's going to come to you. Especially when you're a smaller fleet with a couple trucks, even up to like 50 or 80 or 100 trucks. It is very hard to find drivers on the job sites. The second tip I want to give you is if you go and think that a driver recruiter or a placement agency can help you, then you're absolutely wrong. And let me tell you why too. Why this doesn't work? Because here's the thing. These placement agencies really don't care about the driver or your trucking company. All they care about is placing a driver. Whichever trucking companies bids and gives them the highest money, that's where they will push the driver, tell them all the fake stories or whatever that driver want to listen to, they will push them there. Now, I'm not saying all the driver recruiters or placement agencies are like that, but most of them operate on that principle. Think about you. Don't you want to make more money in your business? Absolutely. So why would that guy care about your trucking business? That doesn't happen, right? The other thing is that when you're working with a driver recruitment placement agency, they don't know much trucking than you. You know the insurance costs, you know the fuel costs, you know how much it costs to maintain a truck, you know the tolls, lumpers, all this crap that you have to deal with every single day in order to run a trucking business, right? And then all the other legal BS that you have to live with. They don't care about that. They don't understand all that stuff. They're not able to pitch and convince a driver like you would. You know, I was a driver recruiter in my past life, and this is what would happen. If I had 5 trucking companies and they were like, hey, we need 2 teams here, we need 3 teams here, we need 3 drivers in this area, 4 drivers in this area. These drivers are applying to me, and then I'm pitching them this trucking business. Then I'm like, well, this trucking company is offering this trucking company is offering this. They would ask me like, hey, is this company has a cab camera, which is facing inward or outward. This company has like super single tires or duals. This company has, so there was like a million different questions that drivers want to ask, legit good drivers. Think about this, like if you're a good professional and you want to make a move to another trucking business or any other profession or like another new job, you're going to ask questions. You want to know what that person or that company has to offer. And it's very legit for drivers to ask those kind of questions. There is no possible way we as humans can remember 10, 5, 2, even 3 trucking companies, details, specs to like the very nitty gritty. These recruiters half the time give wrong answers to these drivers and ruining a reputation for your trucking business. So stay away from these guys. I'm not saying they're all bad, but I'm saying most of them will not work and you'll end up spending money or just working for nothing. Okay, so do not get yourself in that kind of deal. It could cost you more than it will help you. So the story comes down to is what are the tips that really work? Here's the tip number 3. So what you want to start off with is get a normal, nice website. By nice, I don't mean like get like some pretty birds and like go hire a designer and get that stuff. I mean to have like a website that's easy to understand and you have drivers where they can go and read about your trucking business and get all the answers before they even talk to someone. That's the best thing you can do for your trucking business. You know, that's the biggest game changer. Imagine if you are a trucking business in Chicago or New York and you're trying to hire a driver in Indiana, then that driver is gonna first look up on your website, you know, they're gonna go and Google ABC Trucking Company, your trucking company name, and see what you're about. And it's not about having pretty pictures and pretty video or it's a whole bunch of stuff. It's more about getting the info right to them and making them easy to apply if they like what you have to offer. That's the best thing. It's you recruiting while you sleep. That's how I say it. You're recruiting 24/7 digitally through your website, pitching them indirectly, saying exactly what you would if you were to talk with that driver in person. So make sure you spend the time to have this site with all the info. Now here's the good news. I've attached a website for you for free. This is what it looks like. It's professionally designed. I charge over $10,000 to make this exact site and give it to the trucking business. You get it for free just by being on this video as my gift to you. So the first thing you want to do is get the website, arrange it to what your trucking business is about, and write down all the things that you offer to a trucker, okay? And streamline your application process. Don't make it complicated. And when you grab the free website beneath, you will see all the driver application process properly written and assembled for you. So make sure you go do that. Now, the other thing I want to tell you is the tip number 4. Once you have your website set up, what you want to do is go set up a business Facebook page, okay? Go set up a business Facebook page for your trucking business. That's where you can basically put all your info and attract drivers on Facebook and reach out to you. So the 4th tip is set up a Facebook business page. In the future, when we make a video, I will put a card here, but we don't have a tutorial to do so. I'll see if I can find you a tutorial, but it's super easy. You can easily make a Facebook business page. So once you create that page, the next thing that you want to do, which is tip number 5 and the last action tip, is just record a simple selfie video of yourself holding the phone like this with your truck in the background and just talking. Hey, this is Amrit from ABC Trucking, and I want to invite you to come join our trucking business. We offer 55 cents per mile. We run these lanes. If you like what we have to offer, click the link below. So they can click the link and go to your website, or they can talk with you right on Facebook. And you'll get way more drivers through that process than anything else. Are there any other 10 tips and tricks that I can tell you? Absolutely. Are they as efficient as what I told you right now, simple and straightforward? No, this is where you want to spend most of your time and do it. This is what is working. Most of the drivers are hanging out on Facebook, not on Instagram, not on TikTok. I'm just saying Facebook, and they can apply to you directly. They can talk with you. The beauty with that is that I hear a lot of trucking businesses where they say, hey, Amrit, what happens is these drivers apply to me and then I call them back and then I never hear back from them. The beauty with you getting in touch with them from Facebook is you can message them, you can DM them and be like, hey, are you still interested in joining my trucking business? So you have a more follow-up leeway there. You know, like you can do more follow-up, you can chase the driver a little bit more than a traditional application so-called thing, and have like a real genuine conversation. You know, at the end of the day, it really comes down to if the driver can get all the questions answered from you about joining your trucking business. If they can understand what pay you're offering, what home time, all the things that are holding them back, if you can answer them and have a chat with them, the driver is yours. They're more than happy to make that leap and come over to you. So if you like the video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell. And let me know in the comments, what would you like to know more about the driver recruitment process, how to find drivers fast. Remember, we had over 50 to 60,000 drivers in 2020 alone apply to a handful of trucking companies. So we've spent over, I think, $1 million to $2 million finding and researching what drivers like, what drivers don't like about you putting your message and making them come join your trucking business. So that's going to be a ton of value. So let me know in the comments if there's anything that doesn't make sense. Now, if you are a trucking business and you want to learn more in-depth, step-by-step, how to find any kind of driver, whether it's team drivers, OTR drivers, whatever it may be, I'm hosting a free webinar, exclusive webinar for trucking businesses that you can join, where you can learn, and I will literally show you how to find over 218 truck drivers in less than 48 hours without using job sites, recruitment agencies, marketing agencies, or offering any kind of sign-on bonuses ever again. So we always get packed on this webinar. We always run out of room. So the link is also beneath the video to go and register for the webinar. It's happening live this week. So I'll see you there. If you enjoy the video, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you next time.
Once again, we would like to thank you for watching our top 2 videos, for how much do truck driving businesses make and more truck driving business information. Hit that like button and that subscribe button if you enjoyed this video. Also remember that we have links below in the video description that will take you to the official page that you see here, for a course that may be able to teach you more of what you need to know for starting a trucking company. And as you can briefly see here, this course is said to reveal to you how to make 6 figures in as short as 3 months, and as you can see there is more information in the featured course when you click on the links below in the description. Hit that like button and that subscribe button for us, here at the Pensive Insights Channel.